Hey guys, Shadow here today, and welcome back to another video of the Sims 4 house builds. Now today we are going to be doing Suburban Neighborhood Home. Now if you haven't seen any of the other parts that I've done quite a few videos of this type. Go ahead and watch them. There should be a playlist linked in the description. Future me, you should listen to yourself and put it there. So anyway, I started this out by kind of actually going by a picture that I took of a home that is actually in my neighborhood, and it's a very beautiful home. I will admit that now. And I actually sized that truck up because you can't make garages in Sims 4, so I just kind of figured out a way to kind of do with that, so it's whatever. But I spent a lot of time on the roofing. Like, the roofing in this house was it was janky. It worked, but it was janky. It was just kind of complicated, I guess. I don't know. No good way to describe it, but I kind of made do with what I can. I don't know what the back of the real life house looks like, so I just kind of worked with what I thought it would look like, and I like how it turned out. So I'm not disappointed in my build. Why would I be? It's my build. So I don't know. That was probably goofy to you guys. It's whatever. So there's actually, I don't remember what they're called, the little like windows, the dormers. There's a dormer that is on top of the garage area on the real life house, and I couldn't really quite recreate that because I don't know if it's a dormer or a room. To me it looks like it might be a room, but I created it as a dormer in The Sims 4 because it was the best that I could really do with the tools that I had, so I just kind of went with what I could. Now, I honestly love this house. I wish it could be my house. Now, all the stuff that was put inside of the house, it had to be, like, I had to make up what I thought it looked like. Mainly because, obviously, I've never been inside that house, so I don't know what it looks like. Now, as you can see what I did here, I wanted to kind of create a little layer on the top of the house to make it look more kind of like a garage, but the best I could do was kind of just leave it open like that, so it looked possibly like an open garage. Now, I could have put more decorations on the inside of it, but I left it blank. I didn't even color the walls because most houses don't even have coloring in the garage. Like my garage is just paneling, I believe. Maybe not paneling, but it's at least just drywall, so I don't know, like, it's not painted at all like the rest of the house is, and for good reason, because it's not really a decoration room for the people who put enough time into decorating those things, and good on you, you know, but it's almost like if you're on a budget, it's just not really reasonable to do something like that. So yeah, I don't know, just my little opinion. So I started coloring the walls first before I started placing windows and doors and whatnot down, because I felt like it would help out a little bit longer in the long run, because of the fact that I would have the colors down and it would look all coordinated. Now, there was some accents on the stone in real life that I can't really recreate in The Sims, so that little thing I had to overlook, and the house looks a little bit strange. But if you don't know about it, well, I guess you know about it now, but if you don't know about it and you're watching this video, then it doesn't look that bad, honestly. So, you know, whatever. I also I lowered the house height back down from mid height to just regular height, because I felt like it needed to be a little bit shorter, because the house is pretty tall by itself with the 2 stories. Now, there are some kind of neat little ventilation things on the real life version of this, on those top dormer areas, but I really couldn't recreate them perfectly, so I just used those vents. I don't know, I think they're from the base game, but I just used those to kind of do what I could. Now, I don't remember, I guess I did leave that window there. I was trying to find a window that would fit on, I think it was 3 tiles, but it was only a double window, not a triple window, so I couldn't really find anything that worked perfectly, but it's whatever. Now, I did end up doing quite a good bit of decorating on this, not too much. The back is kind of lacking in plants, but it's an open area. You know, it's for you to do whatever you want with it. So I ended up using a lot of these pink and these yellow or white flowers, whatever you want to call them, mainly because it was just the best thing that I could do. to kind of recreate what they have. They have at their house, it's like they have taller bushes and they have smaller bushes, but it looks like the same plant. And I didn't really have a way to recreate that, so I just kind of did as good as I could with the plants that we have available at the moment. So maybe those kind of things will be available in future DLCs for The Sims. That would be pretty nice for me, honestly. Now, I know this video is a little bit shorter. This is not the end of the video, if anybody's wondering. But I just wanted to throw it out there that this video is shorter than normal. Just mainly because like I threw it together as soon as I got home last night. And yeah, I don't know. I'm running out of time very fast. But I'm trying to make about 2 videos a day to try to keep up with the amount of days that I have to put out videos. Now, speaking of putting out videos, I'm actually going to be changing the timing for videos going out on a daily basis. They are now from here on out, as far as I know. It might change in the future, so subject to change. But for the moment, all videos are going to be going out at 9 a.m. I guess it's Central Time. I really don't know my time zone. Let me see if it says it on here on my computer anywhere. I don't see it. Come on, settings work. Okay, maybe not, but whatever. I think it's Central Time, something like that. I live in Texas, so whatever time zone that is, maybe I'll look it up and put it in the description or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I had a fun time decorating this house. I really did. Mainly because it feels to me like I'm recreating my neighborhood, and that's kind of cool. So I might keep that theme up. I might do more builds on this street, because it's the street in The Sims is it's got like 2 50 by 30 plots, I think, or 40 by 20, whatever it is, on each side, and then 3 30 by 20s in the middle. Now, that is a good plot for some neighborhoods, so I thought I would kind of go with the theme, and maybe it'll work out. Maybe it will. But yeah, I was trying really hard to get all the painting on the walls to kind of match together as well as I could in this build. And I ended up using a lot of the prefabs in the home section, mainly because I was running out of time. I thought I was only going to spend about an hour on this build, and I ended up spending about 2.5 hours, I think it was. A little bit more than I wanted to. But yeah, I don't know. It was also kind of hard getting some lighting in this little kitchen area, because the whole house was supposed to look like a suburban area, and I didn't really want to put too much modern touches into it. So I ended up using that modern window right there. No, wait, I didn't use that window. I used that window right there. It almost looks like some kind of window that would be like in a school or something. But it matched good with the modern feel of the kitchen, and it doesn't look that bad from the outside, so I just kind of left it how it was. Now, I'm having really fun with these island counters. I think in the last 2 builds, I did an island counter that kind of wrapped around perfectly, almost like a giant U. This one has a odd corner to it, but mainly just to kind of mark off where the stools need to stop coming, because there's a part in the kitchen where you've actually got to be able to work in the kitchen. So that's why I did that. And I like how the rounded edge gives this perfect smooth line for the stools to go around, and they fit perfectly with it. So that is exactly what I wanted. So I don't know. If you guys like the modern look, you should either comment or like the video. Commenting will help a lot more, because I will get more of a precise thing about it. But if you want to see something else, please leave any suggestions in the comments. Like, seriously, I need suggestions. Like, I cannot ask that enough. I need suggestions to be able to make the builds that you guys want to see. Because at the moment, I really don't know what you guys want to see. I just know you're kind of watching. So I presume that you like what's going on. So I don't know. It'd help out a little bit more. So I ended up using... I ended up using that regular black staircase and put some diplomas on the wall going up the stairs, and it looks pretty nice. Now, I think the first 2 rooms, the kitchen and the living room, were just kind of made from scratch. Like, I just kind of made them from what I thought I liked, what looked good in the house. And then from then on out, I was using the prefabs to kind of decorate the rooms to what that room looked like. Now, I'm not running out of ideas. I just didn't really, like, I don't know what the inside of this house looks like for real, so I just kind of needed some kind of reference to go on. And it helped out a little bit, so I hope you guys are okay with that. Now, I know the chairs are moved around kind of like on purpose in this build. Now, I did actually use a sim, and I went back and used every object in the house to make sure they all work, and they do all work the way that they are. Even though I did move some of them by cheating, they all work perfectly fine. Now, one problem I did run into is the fact that I placed that like little plant against the wall in the living room. I had some problems putting down counters and stuff in the bathroom here. I don't really know why. It's not really sticking through the wall. I guess the square edge of it is, but you know, it was whatever. So I had to kind of cheat those into here, oddly enough. So yeah, I don't know. This is just a little thing. Now, I started off with one theme for the bathroom right here, and I was just gonna decorate it from how I had it. But the more I started looking at it, I started using the prefabs, I think, in this room right here. And then I just kind of like how it turned out. So I don't know. Maybe I'll use that kind of more in the future or something. Now, I don't know. Can you share prefab rooms on the community? I don't remember if you can or not. I know you can save rooms, but I don't know if you can save prefabs. That would be kind of interesting, actually, to figure that out. So if you guys know anything about that, please let me know. I'm probably going to look it up later, but it will still be cool to have you guys interacting. I don't know. It's just a little thing. It's a little tidbit. So I ended up pushing this dresser back as far as I could, and I ended up pushing it through the wall, and then I realized it's the exact same color as that bathtub, and it kind of matched perfectly with it. Even though it looked a little strange, it looked more modern, so I just left it how it was. It's kind of a cool little idea I accidentally found, so I was like, okay, well, we're doing that now. So I used a lot of this kind of modern wood throughout the house. A lot of the rooms that I were using for the prefabs actually had that as the flooring, so I was like, you know what, if it's suggesting it, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. So I don't know, I like how all these rooms turned out. They just looked so darn beautiful. Like I really love this room, the dining room. It looks kind of classic but modern at the same time. I would actually like a room like this in my house. That would be really cool, to be honest. And I know the chairs look like they're close to those counters, but I was able to use every single chair properly in the game, so I think it'll be fine. Now, I did find out one thing I didn't know about building in The Sims before I started doing this build. Now, I didn't know whenever you put a room on the second level, which already had a roof on it, once you complete that room, it makes that roof disappear on the inside. The outside still is visible, but the inside makes all the roofing disappear. I wish I would have known that a long time ago, because that is something that has troubled me for a long time, and now it just kind of makes it simpler for me. Like, it's not easy to build around because you've still got the exposed roof visible to you, and it's like kind of in the way. But once the game starts going, it gets a lot simpler, and you're still able to take beautiful photographs without having the roof sticking through the wall and being all nasty and visible and stuff. So I don't know, that's just a little thing that hopefully will help you guys. And apparently I have a new game ready driver available. That's kind of cool, and install that after this video. But as you can see, I kept using these prefabs. Now, even though this room was smaller than what the suggested room is, I was able to make all of the objects fit in properly. I think the only thing that I wasn't able to make everything fit into was the master bedroom downstairs. Now, I did individually name these rooms, and I will probably go back and save them individually. Now, this is the part where I started really liking the build, is where I started customizing it to how I would like it, and I made a home theater. Now, I have never done anything like that, so I'm very, very impressed with what happened with this build. Now, I just kind of lined up these 2 square sofas and put a rug in the middle and kind of designed it around a living room look. Now, I also found all the posters from, I guess there's a movie DLC that I didn't know about that I had, because I saw it and I was like, oh, wait. Now, these are not the posters that I'm talking about. I scroll down and find them in just a second. And right there, I start putting them down. And I really like how they make the room pop a little bit more because it makes it look more like a theater at that point. Now, I used a lot of those little square wall lights because they shine light up and down and it looks kind of like theater lights, and that's what I like. That's more or less what I was going for. Now, the theater pictures are probably some of the most beautiful pictures I've seen. And I also found out a little problem with the fencing. Whenever you have a full backyard fence around, you cannot put any other fences on the inside of that fence. Why? I don't know. I've never seen that before, but if there's any kind of workaround around that, you should let me know in the comments. So I threw in another window in the kitchen right there, just for good measure, for more lighting in there, and started decorating the backyard. And that was about it. So I'm going to start ending the video here. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please leave a like and leave your suggestions in the comments. And I really, really hope I see you guys in the next one. Bye!